Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And to those of you who've been asking where my second reading was yesterday, I had tremendous trouble uploading videos yesterday on YouTube. Sometimes it happens, strange things I can't quite put my finger on. It's like they're throttling my videos is all I can say. Without getting too conspiratorial, it does sometimes feel as if that is happening. So I decided after several hours of trying to upload the video that I would give up and redo it today and try and upload it again today. Maybe I needed to redo the reading with a slightly different take and a slightly different energy. That's what I'm doing now. And also to those of you who are asking about my new tarot channel, I haven't linked it from this channel, I think for obvious reasons, but it is called Signs and Wonders Tarot. It's the old Frida cloth, if you remember that one. And I have just uploaded a reading today on the landscape around the Charlie Kirk assassination and what is going on with people, what's wrong with people. And quite an interesting little reading over there if you're interested in hopping over at some stage and having a look. But for now, today, it's a Prince William day. I want to know, I have already looked at pressure piling on Prince William in the last few days because of Harry and Pa. Now the press is piling on, the British press. There have been some very ugly articles that have come out. Tina Brown saying that Charles is less irritated with Harry than William at the moment, and goes on to attack Prince William for being lazy and taking so many holidays and criticizing Pa's parenting and, you know, how he better shape up because Harry is snapping at his heels now. And then Amanda Platel, William and Kate are the prince and princess of boring, she tells us all, and similar things around and about. Very, very ugly. If I were Prince William, I'd be quite tempted at this point to pack my bags and say goodbye. See how you go without me. So I'm going to have a look at the who's and the whys of this with the Deviant Moon Tarot, because I think we can smell some of the energy, the sulphurous smell coming from Montecito, but I think the press also have a vested interest in fomenting this trouble, attacking Prince William like this. Give them clicks, of course, and that's what they seem to live for, the toxic British press, and everywhere else as well. I have a very low opinion of the press at this point. But we're going to ask the who and why question. We're going to ask about Charles and his relationship with Prince William right now. Is it under strain? Is it going through some difficulty? I think it's always pretty difficult. Is Pa on board with some of this nasty press? I'm going to ask that question. I'm going to ask the effect it's having on Prince William, who he blames for it, what he might do about it, and is it affecting the public's perception of him, whether for good or bad? Because it seems like the British public is very hostile to Harry, very hostile to the way the King is handling the situation, and very supportive of Prince William. But I want to know if it's damaging Prince William or having the opposite effect. So Prince William Day today. Okay, yeah, I've got the energy that I need. I've got a card that's flipped over. Two of Swords, just checking. I'm going to shuffle that in and then we're going to get down to business. And this is just tarot and it is for fun and entertainment. Hermit, that's Harry's showing up. And of course, my opinion, speculation, just read energy. Disclaimer in the box below. See what's going on with poor Prince William. I can't imagine what it's like to be in that man's shoes at this point. I really can't. And I say that as an energy reader. So, here we go with the Deviant Moon Tarot. Nasty little dark tarot. What a nasty little dark tarot. It just expresses dark energy, and we're in dark energy clearly at the moment with what the press is deciding to write, the attacks. The one that isn't attacking, interestingly, is Matt Wilkinson over at The Sun. Who would have thought that The Sun would shine for Prince William? We have the Seven of Swords as our underlying energy, and it's in reverse. That is corrupt, dishonest behavior that's been called out and exposed. And no, it's not Prince William's behavior that's been called out and exposed. It's the press. The hostile British press, very, very toxic, always had a bad rep. There were, of course, the broadsheets that didn't at some point, but they seem to have gone as low as the gutter press, in my opinion. As I said, my opinion of the press right now. Couldn't get, he's shown up again. I have to pull him out and stick him on the tarot table, because there he is. I knew he's shown up for a reason. The Hermit, that's Harry. Harry in reverse, in his shadow aspect, his negative energy. Gosh, let's remind you, seeing as he's decided to show up with his painted toenails, very amusing, and I'm not insinuating anything with that comment, it's all snark here and all fun and entertainment. The Seven of Swords is one of my Megxit cards, in fact the Megxit card. Now it's in reverse. Guess who's wanting to unwind the Megxit business and get back in with where all the money is and the power and the glory and the adoring crowds, except not. I think that tells a whole lot of stuff over there. The underlying energy, we know where we stand now in this reading. So let's have a look at the situation, the heart, the Tower. That's the trying to knock Prince William off his perch, trying to bring him down, trying to destroy him. It's vivid, it's direct, there's no question about what is going on. It tells me as an energy reader, in my opinion, exactly what is going on. The absolute desire to bring Prince William down. Downfall. That is the energy. And as I'm saying that, there is a hawk flying around with a very distinctive cry, and it's feeling quite chilling. I feel almost like I'm a little mouse or a little something with a hawk going round and round. That is a very, very toxic energy, very dangerous energy. And the second reading that I'm going to do today and try and upload is about Prince William and his personal safety right now, in light of what is going on in the world at the moment. Let's do the who and why. Who is behind this? We know who that is. Major Arcana 4 is Leo. Leo. And I think I can look across the ocean, across continents, and I can land in California with that energy, in my opinion. But there's something else in there as well. It's not only Leo, it's also royalty. Just saying. I am checking again in this reading, but I think it's predominantly Californian energy, shall we just say, allegedly. Let's put one of those there, and that's the dominant energy. But there's a little hint of some help, or if not help, then non-interference, omission. Why? Well, I think we got the answer. The Hermit in reverse, the Seven of Swords in reverse, and the Tower. There's our answer. But what else can you tell us about the why of these hit pieces? Five of Swords is fighting. Fighting for the sake of fighting. Conflict, relentless conflict, on and on and on and on and on. They want this conflict to keep going. It gives clicks. It's money. It's carrying on the Sussex narrative, in my opinion, that they are at war almost with the royals and with William and Catherine, the two warring parties. I know some people think that this is all window dressing and none of it is real, and there's something much more conspiratorial and sinister going on. I'm reading this at its sort of obvious level of wanting to foment this conflict, this nastiness for clicks, but also because there is a real battle going on for dominance in the royal family right now. Never mind the other stuff that people claim about global kind of whatevers. This is just family infighting and who's going to emerge as the top dog in this situation. And Matt Wilkinson, again, is the one who, I think it was him, might have been Richard Eden, who seems to swing from one side to the other on a daily basis. But I think it was Matt Wilkinson, could be wrong, who said that they really want to take the top spot. Harry and Meghan can't be trusted, want the top spot. Might have been a Richard Eden thing, but the direct threat to Prince William's dominance. King Charles and Prince William, how's that relationship going? Not good. 9 of Swords. Very stressed, very difficult. It's reading as King Charles. Sorry, that was a slip. King Charles's energy. That was my angle that I was asking the question from. That's his energy of being worried about losing authority. When you're in that 9 of Swords energy, you're in it because you feel that power is slipping from your grasp. You feel that you're at risk somehow. You're not in that can't sleep, tossing and turning, stressed, worried, anxious energy when you're confident of your status and your position and your popularity and all the rest of it. So it's reading as anxious. It's not reading as conflicted, so much as stressed, worried, that the power is slipping through his fingers. I'm reading from King Charles. My opinion, all allegedly. His feelings about these press hit pieces, or possibly even speculating wildly, roll whether through actual direct action or non-action. Strength card over there. King of Swords. That's the press, and that's senior press, that's top ranking publishers, those kinds of people. It's the courtiers, the men in grey suits, it's the strategists, the people who have the poison pen. I think he's quite happy for this to happen. Let me say that. I'm not a Charles hater. I try not to be. It makes my life easier as an energy reader, not to bring a whole load of hate into a situation. When I read, it keeps the reading cleaner for me personally, but I'm not getting a good vibe from that King of Swords. It would be a worse vibe if it was in reverse. But there is a power play going on here. Definitely, in my opinion, especially with this making its comeback now, its rehabilitation phase. That's clearly going on, the bring has been home vibe that we're all very aware of. So impact that is having on Prince William. I mean, he's not made of stone. How's he feeling about all of this? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Yeah, this is hard for him. It's bad luck. It's setbacks. It's fate. It's like, how is this happening to me? I'm not doing anything, and yet slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. There we have it. It's very negative. It's very difficult. It comes after a long series of setbacks and difficulties from right the way back, I would say, to Harry arriving with Meghan Markle in her ripped jeans and saying, ta-da! Look what I found and look what I've brought home. Right back to then, a long time. I'm not an expert astrologer. I know that some of you out there are, and you might have ideas astrologically of what's going on in his chart that's taken, so many knocks. But there are so many knocks here, and they're undeserved and they're unfair, and he can't quite comprehend that life has got so difficult. He didn't see this coming. And it's major arcana. Very similar energy to the Tower. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's hitting him very, very hard. Who does he blame for this press attack? Got the Emperor. I've got Emperor in reverse. That's it. The King. It's not herself in Montecito. It's not the has-been. He's there. Harry's there. She's there. The King's there. And the King's there really twice in this reading with the King of Swords. That is the King. And then the Emperor in reverse. This is very bad stuff. You can see I've lost my voice suddenly. I'm going to have to stop for a cough. Right, I'm back. And so those of you who have very, very negative views of King Charles, you can give yourself a pat on the back right now. What is Prince William going to do about this, if anything? Got the Six of Cups. It's very much focusing on people you've known for a long time. The Six of Cups. For emotional support. I would say Middletons are right in there. Known him for decades. Been around from, you could say it's not childhood, but from young, when he was a young man, just starting out in his life, really. Those kinds of people, but not only them. I don't want to single them out for, I won't say blame, but for attack possibly. Old friends, family members, Peter Phillips, Mike Tyndall, Duke of Westminster, those sorts of people. I'm sure he's got his gang of people that he trusts implicitly. He's going to go to them for help and support. This is emotional. This is your emotional support energy, blanket, dog, whatever, you know, that people talk about. But it's that kind of energy and that Six of Cups. Normally, it would be your own family that you would go to for help and support. But in this instance, in my opinion, losing my voice again, his own family is acting against him in the most venomous way. And effect on the public's perception of Prince William, is it damaging his public reputation or not? Knight of Swords. I think people see it for what it is, that it's attack. I always have trouble energetically with the Knight of Swords because it's always just a little bit cold and cruel, even when it's upright, even when it's in that swift thinking, debating kind of energy of fast on your feet, fast intellectually, strategic, and always rescuer energy for me. I just think that they see it for what it is, as an attack. It's not diminishing his status with that Knight of Swords. It's perceived, and this is how I'm reading the energy, as jousting, sparring, but through words, through the printed word. Very much swords energy is the printed word, which is why this King of Swords is publishers for me first and foremost. Some, in my opinion again, some degree of support, choosing my words very carefully, for what is going on. Very nasty little reading. I can see why I couldn't upload the previous one. This one is a far nastier reading, but I think sheds a lot more light on the situation. Unfortunately for Prince William, that is my personal opinion, my personal energy reading. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.